All your favorite wrestling shows rolled into one. Welcome to the We Book It podcast. Let's start the show.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome of Monday Night Raw Dog. I am your host, Coach, and I am joined once again by my esteemed colleague and one of the best producers, if not the best producer in the podcast, and his name is Big Daddy C. C, how you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing good, man. Feel rested up, took a nap, woke up, it was almost 8 o'clock, so I was like, let me get caught up on Monday Night Raw. And but yeah, man, it was nice to go home show. I didn't expect much, obviously, but yeah, it was a nice show, and ready to talk some wrestling. What's up, We Book It fam? Thanks for all who's tuning in live right now, as we're both streaming on both YouTube and Twitch.
Yes, we are streaming live right now, so feel free to comment anytime during the show right now, but let's jump right in. Night Raw recap. We begin the evening with Gunther coming to the ring and giving a fiery speech as Michael Cole was there about to ask that. Not a whole lot was asked because Gunther eventually took the mic and went to town on Jey Uso, basically saying that he should still be afraid. But you could see that Gunther was rattled by what Jey said last week and telling him he's not afraid. But after that, it was a very, very passionate speech from Gunther, basically saying that he was in total control when he was beating up Jimmy and that he wasn't even out of control. It's out of control and how that's going to look. And he said he is going to beat Jey Uso for the fourth straight time, and that when WrestleMania comes, he better pray to the Lord again that he goes home, and that he is going to be calling his mother on Monday after WrestleMania, telling her how much he loved beating up Jey Uso. Excellent way to start the show, really setting the tone. See, what do you think of Gunther's promo?
It was nice to see some fire up under Gunther. Not the typical, the I'm better than you type of promos he normally does. Like he's always gloating and all this other shit. Like this actually felt different. Like he's worried. He's concerned. It's almost like he's taking this a lot more serious now than he was early on when Jey initially chose him as his opponent for WrestleMania. And so now he knows that Jey ain't nothing to be played with. He knows now that he fucked up, and that now he got a fight on his hands. Come Saturday. So yeah, he better be ready, man. So I thought it was nice to see Gunther have a different tune this time around after last week. So yeah, I enjoyed the promo.
All right, so then after that, we get to our first match of the night, which is a women's match. It is Bayley versus Liv Morgan, and kind of setting the stage for this coming weekend. Be involved in a tag team competition for the tag team championship, and of course, their tag partners were at ringside with them: Lyra Valkyria for Bayley and Raquel Rodriguez for Liv Morgan. And interestingly, they're in California, and Bayley's from San Jose, and kind of gets the crowd favorite. Liv was getting a lot of cheers for that. There were dueling chants happening at the beginning or about halfway through the match of "Let's go Bailey" and "Let's go Liv." If we're being honest, you could tell it was mainly women saying "Let's go Bailey," and it was guys saying so. Take that with a grain of salt on how you want to look at that. But either way,
they know what's up. They know what's up. They know. They know what it is. You saw what Liv had on, man. You saw what she had on, man.
No,
hey,
I know,
hey.
I know.
But I digress. Go ahead. Sorry.
Hey, but that's none of my business. But anyways, both tag team partners get involved, and right when Bailey is set up on the ropes and Liv is about to hit Oblivion, Lyra actually comes in and holds Bailey down to not eat Oblivion, and Bailey then rolls up Liv for the victory, and kind of a stunning factor, actually. I was not expecting that kind of ending, and it was almost kind of heelish for Lyra to do that. It was interesting. I know they're not going to win the tag team championship together, but they might have planted the seeds there for maybe throwing us a curveball and Lyra turning heel on Bailey. I don't know. There's definitely some direction they can go with this. See, what do you think of the match and how it ended?
We got a comment here from the Booker of the Year, Freaky Fritos, telling me to be easy. Look, man, I've been on my. To be fair, I've been on my best behavior over the last week when it comes to the women. So, just appreciate that, because come this weekend, it's gonna be a different. It's gonna be a different ball game, especially if Jada Parker wins the NXT Women's Championship at Stand and Deliver. Yeah, you ain't seen rare form Big Daddy C until that moment. If that moment happens, get ready. It's gonna get ugly. But yeah, I thought it was a good turnout. Like you said, a big curveball. With the whole Lyra moment. We think it's gonna be Bailey turning heel, but honestly, it'll be it'll make more sense for Lyra to be the one that turns heel, because we always think of the ones that are like super baby face and then they end up turning heel, and it ends up being big time for their career. So I think this will be big for Lyra. She turns heel while having her championship, because I think that'll do wonders for her. So yeah, we'll see how everything unfolds at WrestleMania. Frito says fair, but the cold shower is going to be on standby. It's gonna be one. It's gonna be one cold ass shower, I tell you, man. One cold ass shower. But go ahead, Coach.
You're good. All right, we get our next match, which is Rey Mysterio versus Julius Creed, and I nugget interesting. Before the match started, they said that this was Julius Creed's first ever singles competition, like his first ever singles match, and it makes sense because everything he's done so far on Brutus, and they showed out. Him and Rey showed out for this one. The athleticism was great in this. Of course, you had American Made on one side, and then you also had LW interfering. Referee throws everyone out and leaves it just to Rey and Julius. But sure enough, here comes El Grande Americano with the steel plate and distracts Rey Mysterio to help Julius get the win, but it doesn't work because Rey is right there to kick out of the roll-up and then hits a 619 on Julius Creed for the victory. But afterwards, El Grande Americano does, in fact, get the upper hand and knocks out. Dragon Lee comes in, he gets knocked out, and he stands tall before their WrestleMania match this coming weekend. Like I said, really good match between and Julius Creed. I mean, Ray's in his 50s and he's still putting on great matches like that. I gotta give my props where props are due there. See, what do you think of this match?
I thought it was good. Really solid match, especially for first timer for Brutus, right? Was it Brutus or Julius? Julius, yeah. Yeah, first time, singles match for him on at least on the main roster. What better person to go against than, seasoned veteran like Rey Mysterio, and a Hall of Famer as well. And so I definitely think this was a great solid match. I think we'll see how everything unfolds at WrestleMania with him and El what is it? What is the name again, Coach? El what? El Grande
LWO.
Americano?
Oh, El Grande Americano.
Yeah, oh man, I don't know why the name sucks, but but yeah, we'll see how that unfolds. I'm hoping that we get to see who has been helping him, who has been training him, or whatever throughout this luchador process. Or a luchador journey that Chad Gable has been on. And so we'll find that out, hopefully. But yeah, I thought it was a good, solid match as well.
All right, we get to our next match, which is an intriguing one. Phenomenal AJ Styles versus Karrion Kross. And this match, the focus was not on AJ Styles too much, necessarily on Logan Paul, who later showed up after the match. The focus was Karrion Kross, and it was interesting because he definitely showed for this match, not only with his in-ring work, but also the psychological and the storytelling in this match, really trying to get that evil side of AJ Styles. He battles Logan Paul at WrestleMania 41. They did a lot of good back and forth. Kross, being the heel, actually faked an injury, and to which Styles went to okay. Kross then is completely fine and hits Styles. But it was eventually AJ Styles with the phenomenal forearm that got the victory. But again, great job by Kross to really remind people of how good he is in the ring, because it has been a long time since we've truly seen Karrion Kross as his own person. But Logan Paul's music hits, he comes out, plays his own video package. AJ Styles isn't impressed. They want to fight in the ring, but Karrion Kross comes up, knocks down AJ before knocks AJ with the pulverizer, and that is how the segment ends. C, what do you think of this match?
It was nice to see Karrion Kross back in the ring. It's been a hot minute since we've seen him inside the ring in a meaningful match. They had the whole feud with the Wyatt Six, them in the Final Testament, but I think I don't know how far what this will lead to post WrestleMania. But like I said, for me, as long as Logan Paul loses to my guy AJ Styles, I'm cool with that. I don't like Logan Paul. But he's talented as hell, but I don't like him. So AJ, do what you got to do, brother. Finish the job at WrestleMania. Get you another win. So yeah, those are my thoughts.
All right. Going on to our next segment, which is making his way to the ring. And actually, he never really gets into the ring. He just kind of is on the announce table as he does it, and we see him starting out kind of in that serious tone again. Actually, he goes back to kind of what Jey Uso has been and is kind of yeeting, getting that confidence back for him. And he even says, Gunther, you're afraid I'm going to WrestleMania, and that I got you shaken, and he's got the crowd behind him. Whole place is yeeting, and that was pretty much the segment. It was short, sweet, to the point, and that's really all we needed. We just needed something really brief from Jey Uso after Gunther's fiery speech. And, I had said something last night, on our Sunday podcast. I said, it's going to depend on who gets the upper hand at the end of Monday Night Raw on which direction WWE is going to go with. Well, they gave us a tease, and there is nobody with now. They are completely even, so it's really hard to call what this match will look like, and that excites me. And I'm very excited for this match on Saturday night for night one of WrestleMania. I'm sorry, not match, a segment.
Oh, for Jay. Yeah. Obviously, we've seen him have these fiery promos before. So it looks like he's even more locked in now than ever before. So I think, I feel like like you said, he's refocused. He's, a lot more motivated. So I definitely think after everything that happened with Jimmy, it's like he's in the I love when stuff like this happens and you get to compare it to things that happen in movies. This is literally playing out like Rocky IV. Like, it's playing out just like Rocky IV. All right. He watches brother, his comrade, get like damn near killed, basically. And by this, just I know it's two different ethnicities between Gunther and Ivan Drago, but still like dominant, like cheat codish, like soldier like guys that it's the same thing. And he had to sit there and watch. He had to hold his brother like bloodied in his hand, like just hold him like this and looking up at Gunther like, I'm gonna get you, you son of a bitch. And then now, like, Jay got to go through this whole mental, battle. Like, can I take this guy? Like, can it like what can I beat this guy? Like, am I ready? And the only thing I can think of is that one scene after Adrian told Rocky, "You can't win," and then Rocky goes on a little drive and you get the "There's No Easy Way Out" theme song playing. There's no easy way out, and like that all like this like went through my mind during that whole segment, like over the last week or so, and tonight. It's like Jay is in his moment where he's training hard. He's like having these fiery promos, like I got this. I'm ready. I'm ready for this guy. It's gonna be an uphill battle. But I'm Rocky. He's Drago. He's Ivan Drago, and I'm going to reign supreme and win the championship. Now that wasn't in Rocky. That wasn't the championship, but still, Rocky had to do what he had to do, not only to avenge the loss of his comrade in Apollo Creed, but he had to do it for America. All right. And so that's what Jay doing, even though he ain't really American, but still, like, he got to do what he got to do to win the championship and bring a championship back to the bloodline, even though he ain't with the bloodline no more, but back to the Samoans, So he'd be that next man up to win the championship, world championship after Roman. And so we'll see what happens. But yeah, Jay is ready, man. He is ready.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, great catch there on the comparisons to Rocky IV. Excellently.
After a couple of weeks ago, I was like, oh yeah, it's definitely Rocky for right now. Like, and they do. I don't know if you noticed, but they've been doing that. Like they've been like, this is not the first time they've had some situations where like it's been comparable to not only Rocky, like any movie in the Rocky franchise, but just certain movies. Like they've done this before, where like they've taken pages out of like other movies and TV shows. So hopefully they keep the trend going, because I'm loving this. It's all cinema, man. It's all cinema, and I love it.
All right, moving on to our, I guess, main event for matches, not main event segment, but main event for matches, and it is a preview of, or it is, I shouldn't say possibly, it is a brief preview of what's going to be happening on Sunday for the IC title. It is Penta versus Finn Balor, and a nice little back and forth action. Nothing really crazy to go about, but eventually Judgment Day interferes. It's Carlito and Dom Mysterio distract Penta. Finn tries to get the upper hand, but it doesn't really work. And then all of a sudden, Braun Breaker's music hit. And before the match, Braun Breaker actually was attacked by the Judgment Day, so he's coming out with a head of steam. He spears Dom and Carlito at the same time into each other, which was, I was thinking, honestly, I was like, how are they going to top the spear from last week?
Amazing. It was amazing.
Yeah, I was like, how can you top that? And then they do that, and I'm like, yep, that's how you do it. That's how you top that. That's really good. But eventually, just breaks loose with all of the competitors, and the match is a no contest, or I guess they say that Balor beat Penta via disc. They do that, but whatever. That's not the main. The result of the match doesn't matter. Either way, it was a disqualification. It was a very good match, and I think it's wanting we're wanting more for this, and I think they're going to deliver this at WrestleMania. This was kind of the tease expect come Sunday night, but it was a very good showing from all four competitors, in addition to Carlito, who is still taking bumps. Funny part, he ran away, trying to get away from Breaker, only to still eat a spear.
Right. Damn near decapitated Michael Cole. He's on commentary as he flew over the announce table.
So yeah, see, what do you think of this match between Penta and Finn and the after?
I mean, in terms of the match itself, ain't really nothing to write home about. I just really wanted to see chaos ensue between these four guys, and that's pretty much what we got. I'm glad that the IC title is, still being featured heavily on the show. There was a period of time where it wasn't, it lost a little bit of respect, but I'm glad that the respect of the title has returned over the last few years, especially, with the, just with the new version of the championship itself. So I'm glad to see that, we got some credible champions and challengers in play for the championship. So I like the aftermath of it. Braun Breaker is still doing what he does best, spearing everybody in sight. No discrimination. Everybody can get the spear. The spears are rated E for everyone, and it doesn't matter. You're going. All of you can get one. So yeah, I loved it.
All right, then we get to our final segment, which is coming to the ring with Paul Heyman and basically questioning why Paul Heyman wants to give this favor to CM Punk and why choice. And he even goes far as to saying, "Why do I have to put this on my tab for your dumbass move?" Which thought great line, by the way, right there. Goes out and wants to start everything like he normally does. He's just trying to get in the head, stir the pot, even saying, to Roman, why is he choosing why Punk over you? And it was just very, very interesting. Eventually, CM Punk's music does hit, and brawl ensues, and it's Seth Rollins top by giving both Roman Reigns and CM Punk the stomp as Paul Heyman watches on, and that ends the segment. I was expecting a little bit more, if I'm being more, but again, maybe that's just the tease that we need. And of course, Seth Rollins giving a chair shot, great callback to Roman when he betrayed the Shield. And that's always going to be classic. But see, what do you think of this segment?
Man, pure cinema, pure cinema. Like just mainly for me, I think just seeing Rollins put that chair to the back of Roman Reigns, the same spot, literally, or just about the same spot that he did it back in 2014. Yeah, it was a 2014, yeah, where he ended the Shield with a steel chair. To see that happen, like just and they even and Pat called it like deja vu, like literally what happened when they blew up the Shield. Him and Michael Cole called it, like and the fact that it happened on Raw, and just like man, like, and then Seth Rollins' hair is literally the same style, almost nearly damn near the same style it was when that happened. And so it's just like, man, the call back to that moment, and you think about what happened at WrestleMania last year, when Roman put a chair to the back of Seth Rollins, like, it like everything just like it's just pure cinema between these two, man. It like every chapter, every page with their rivalry is just amazing to see. And so man, I'm ready for this main event. I don't, like I said, I got Roman winning, but if he doesn't win, I would prefer for Rollins to win. I feel like CM Punk, I think his ultimate goal is to win the championship again, so I don't think him winning a triple threat match at WrestleMania really gains anything for him. And so I feel like he's had more meaningful matches, as a solos, in terms of a singles match than this triple threat. So, but yeah, I thought overall this was a good go home segment for these three. No, they've crashed out a lot more over the previous weeks compared to tonight, but you want to save the good stuff for WrestleMania, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, great show overall.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it left you wanting more, which is exactly what you want for the go home show before WrestleMania. So yeah, looking forward to Saturday night and Sunday night this weekend. That are tuning into this, watching us live, thank you for tuning in, and please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to all of our content. But this weekend we have a very special weekend happening. We are going to be doing a watch-a-thon with all of you for Friday Night SmackDown, the Hall of Fame induction. We got NXT Stand and Deliver, and of course, night one of WrestleMania. We're calling it our We Book It WrestleMania Watchathon. So please feel free to join us, especially Friday night during Friday Night SmackDown with your host of the SmackDown Throwdown, Hoedown, Bring It Around Town, Fritos. He will be leading the way for that. And then, of course, the rest of the way, I know you and Fritos doing the Hall of Fame, and you're doing NXT, and then Saturday and Sunday night, it is just going to be a free-for-all with all of us joining in and enjoying some great wrestling. So please, everybody, join in and watch us. And if you like anything that you see, please leave a comment for us. If you don't like something you see and you still want to leave a comment, do that as well, and we'll try and do better and see to do what your liking is. But for Big Daddy C, I am Coach. Thank you once again. On Monday Night Raw Dog will be the Monday night after Raw, or the Monday night after Mania, and usually some crazy stuff happens there, and we'll probably have the full crew. So I'm looking forward to it, but we will see you guys next week and enjoy the wrestling.
Thanks for all tuned in live to the stream. Catch y'all this weekend. Peace.